Massachusetts. That's nice. Been the only Ghanaian lawyer in the United States. But yeah, good to have you here. Okay, Facebook, can you hear me now? Please let me know if you can hear me on Facebook. Hopefully our sound is back. Please let me know if you can hear me on Facebook. I hope you're doing well. How are you feeling? Really, truly. How has the week been for you? I know Trump. Okay, how can we come for consultation? I'm going to provide you with all those details. Give our office a call, 703-705-9905. So our firm is fiscally located in Virginia, Springfield, Virginia, actually. And we have clients and we can represent clients across all 50 states. So good to have you all here. I hope you're all doing well. Facebook, please let me know if you can hear me. I hope you're all doing well. How are you really, truly feeling about Trump 2.0? With all we also need encouragement. I know, listen, and that's why I said I am not going to belabor anything. I'm not going to rehash anything that's in the news. What I'm going to do is just equip you with the number again is 703-705-9905. I'm just going to, I promise you, I'm not even going to belabor all the things that are in the media space. I think we all know about it. We all know what is going on. We made educative guesses on what President Trump was going to do in his second term. And I mean, it's spot on. He said he was going to do it, and he has actually done it. He didn't hide anything from us. He said he was going to do it. And so we all knew, and then people voted for him. And so there's nothing, he didn't hide anything from any of us, right? So we knew exactly what he was going to do. And I'll take the questions. I see questions trickling in already. Facebook, if you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. Please share so that others can join. So he didn't hide anything from us. He told us exactly what he was going to do. We had his blueprint, because remember, this is his second term. He's been in office before. And so we knew exactly what he was going to do. He told us exactly what he was going to do, and he's doing it. Really. So we made educative guesses. He actually said it. Please let me know if you can hear me on Facebook. I know we had an issue with our sound, but we are back. So hopefully you can hear us. Please share so that others will join. So he really didn't hide anything from us, right? We knew exactly what he was going to do. He has done it. And we also knew that there was going to be lots of lawsuits, which has started. With the StreamYard is ready. Please confirm if you can hear me on Facebook. Okay. Can you please confirm if you can hear me on Facebook? I see the message that StreamYard is ready, but please let me know if you can hear me on Facebook. So, you know, he told us he was going to do it. We made educative guesses. We knew there was going to be lots of lawsuits flying in. And as of yesterday, 22 states, can you imagine that? 22 states and a number of the Immigration Association and organizations that does pure immigration work came together to sue, right? So we knew exactly what he was going to do, and he has done it. We have his blueprint. And so I'm really not going to belabor all that. It's unfortunate that we cannot humanize the work that we do, right? We must learn to. I think this is the highest form of cruelty I have seen. You know, President Trump has literally given the authority to DHS and ICE to raid, you know, make arrests even in private places like the church, like the hospitals. if you find yourself in court and you're undocumented. Okay, thank you for confirming. If you find yourself in church and you're undocumented and they happen to raid the place, they can take you. That's the highest form of cruelty. But these are things he said he was going to do. So we knew that, so we are not going to belabor it. We are not going to belabor all these points. Okay, we already know he said it. We have his blueprint. He's doing it. We knew people were going to sue him. There were going to be lots of lawsuits flying in, left, right, back, center, everywhere, and he's actually doing it. So it is what it is, right? But we are going to equip you with the things you need to know. There are also some great updates. It looks like the bad news has taken over the space, but there's some great news as far as immigration is concerned. There are some great updates as well. And so not everything is entirely bad, right? And like I keep saying, if you have followed our pages and if you have followed me for a very long time, there's something that I say all the time, that marriage-based green card is going nowhere. Even if you came through the border. Now, if you are arrested and deported, then that's different. But even if you came through the border, you can still get married, right? Put yourselves on the dating market, get married, get an approval for your I-130, file a waiver, get the waiver approved. You can exit the country, wait for a visa to become available to you, and come into the country legally. So there are ways around this. And so I know, the fear, the anxiety, but we are not going to belabor everything that's already in the news, causing so much panic, fear, and harm. We are not going to do that. We are just going to equip you, with what to do. I think I put it on my personal Facebook page line. Action items. Please, 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 please make sure that you update your emergency contacts, right? Because anything can happen. I think I've shared the story during his first term before, how a young lady went to work in a meat processing plant, and it made news all over. Meat processing plant in rural Tennessee. And this lady had a younger son, a minor, literally 7-year-old, left him, to go to school, and then she went to work. And she was detained. She just got detained. And these are things we knew he was going to do, right? So we just have to equip you with the necessary tools that you need. We are not going to belabor. Thanks for coming back, Shumisi. We are not going to belabor everything, the anxiety, the fear that is going on in the media space, all the executive orders. Thank God that the birthright citizenship has been blocked. There's an injunction. I'm sure you've all seen that. It's great. It's a phenomenal idea. I think a year ago, yesterday, social media, TikTok actually, sent me a reminder of a video that I made on the 22nd, 2 days ago, actually, on the 22nd of January, 2024, where I spoke about birthright citizenship and how I know for a fact, because I had researched and I know the law, that it's not going to be a walk in the park, that he says he's going to issue an executive order and boom, it ends. It doesn't work that way. The law doesn't work that way. It's 14 amendments. An executive order cannot override that. And so thank God that has been blocked. We have plenty of time to see how, 14 days to see how it's going to go. And not until there's the issue has been resolved, it doesn't take effect, right? And so thank God President Trump he's doing the most, and we expected it. I can imagine the anxiety, the stress, and everything. But we're going to equip you with the things that you need. So as of yesterday and today as well, it's all over in the news that ICE, is conducting raids, and President Biden had issued executive orders where basically summary that you could not make arrests in certain private or sensitive places like the school, the church, the hospital. But President Trump's executive order basically has thrown that away, right? He has rescinded that, and so now ICE, DHS can show up in church, they can show up in school, and then arrest people. And this is what I'm saying, that thank God, because of COVID, these days you can do virtual church. You don't have to be there. it is what it is. That's the time we find ourselves, right? That's the times that we find ourselves, sadly. So you don't have to be there. Now, if you have to go to the hospital, then you really have to be there. There isn't much we can do about that. Oh, Yalting, thank you so much for joining all the way from UK. I do appreciate you for joining, sir. Thank you. So Dion, thank you. Washington, DC. You're right here with me. That's good. Thanks for joining. So hospital, there isn't much we can do about it. If you have to go, you have to go. But just in case, ICE shows up at your door, because we know that's what you're doing. Listen, ICE must have a valid warrant. So oftentimes they operate with administrative warrant. That is not what you're supposed to use to arrest you. They need a judicial warrant. Okay, so there's the administrative warrant, and then there's the judicial warrant. ICE mostly operates with the administrative warrant. So if ICE shows up at your door, an immigration officer, DHS, shows up at your door with an administrative warrant. So let's say you will know what type of warrant it is. Ask to see the warrant. Make sure that it is valid. There's a date, and then it has been signed by a judge. If not, if it has been signed by a regular immigration officer, it is an administrative warrant. Do not let them enter your home. Don't let them enter your home. I'm going to answer questions, okay? Good to see you, Vida. So Vida promised me she's not going to fight anyone here today. That's good. So good to see you. She fights people that come and try to bully me. So she promised me not to fight anyone today. So that's good. So administrative warrant, judicial warrant. Please, 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 if an officer shows up at your door, your home, ask to see his warrant or ask to see her warrant. And if the warrant is an administrative warrant because there's no signature by a judge, if it's a judge that has signed the warrant, you're going to see it. If it's a regular officer, don't let them in, okay? And clearly states that I do not consent to your entry. This statement is going to help you further down the line. State it clearly that I do not consent to your entry into my home. And they should know better. They would leave. If they don't, that statement, say it over and over and over and over again. Repeat it. Don't say it just once. If you can record it, please record. Whatever it is you can do, just do it. Don't fight them. But state it clearly. If they have an administrative warrant, they cannot take you on. They cannot enter your home. And so state it clearly that I do not consent to your entry into my home. Now, it changes if it's a judicial warrant that has been signed by a judge. That one, you must cooperate, and I hope that doesn't happen to anyone. But if that happens, you must cooperate. If it's a judicial warrant that has been signed by a judge with a date, right, a valid warrant by a judge, that's a judicial warrant, and so you must cooperate. Administrative warrants, don't let them in. State it clearly that I do not consent to your entry, period. That statement is going to help you. So please don't forget that, okay? And in case, you happen to, like I said, you happen to find yourself in school or in church or in the hospital, even in a public place, and then you are detained by ICE because you're raiding the place. There's a video circulating in the American Immigration Lawyers Association email thread of a raid happening in Maryland, Garrison Apartments in Maryland. So I posted it on my Facebook page that if you know anyone living in that area, tell them to depart without delay, right? So if there happens to be a raid and then you are detained, please remain silent. Do not volunteer any information. You do not have to sign any document. You do not have to sign any documents if you're detained, okay? Remain silent. Do not sign any documents and call an attorney before answering any questions. So long as they don't let you call an attorney, remain silent. When you speak to an attorney, let's say I am your attorney, you've retained me. I have clients who came through the border, so I know how they're feeling, right? And so I've said to all of them that, listen, if you happen to find yourself in any of these private areas that President Trump has authorized DHS and ICE to raid, then, if you're detained, remain silent. Please remain silent. Do not sign any document and call your immigration attorney. I've said this to my clients. Now, if you don't have an immigration attorney, you can quickly Google someone, that's fine. But if you haven't retained an attorney, so let's say you came through the border, you are undocumented, it's important that you retain the services of an attorney just in case, so that if you find yourself in a place where you are detained, you can quickly call your attorney. Okay, I have a client in Maryland who I specifically called this evening because of where he lives, and I had received an alert that ICE was conducting an operation in close to where he lives. So I called him and said, listen, I have noticed that ICE is, in your area, literally going through apartment, knocking at a door, so leave. I called my client and I said that to him, that you must leave. So if I didn't call him and that had happened to him, he could have called me because I am his attorney. So it's important, it's crucial at this point. It's crucial that if you're undocumented, you came through the border, it's crucial that you have an attorney on speed dial. So in case you are detained, you can call the attorney. You don't need to provide any personal information about your birth or entry. Okay, so 4 things. If you're detained, remain silent, do not sign any document, call an attorney before answering any question. Very important. Remain silent, do not sign any documents, call an attorney before answering any questions, and you do not have to provide any personal information about your birth or entry. So basically, if you came through the border, you don't have to volunteer that information. You don't have to answer any question. Call your attorney. Most importantly, please update your emergency contact list. I sent this to a potential client yesterday, and he said, where can I update that? There's no website to update that. Just let certain key people in your life know where you are at every point in time. I know we are immigrants. Sometimes we try to be a bit discreet. We don't want people to know we are undocumented. At this point, you don't want to do that, because if you happen to be at the wrong place and then ICE picks you, you have to be able to call someone, right? Just like the story that I was talking about the woman that was detained in a meat processing plant, whose son was literally, standing at the bus stop waiting for his mom for several hours. If this woman had updated her emergency contact, if people knew that, listen, if anything happens, please check on my son, go to the bus stop, he probably will be there around 5 when school is over, then the little boy would have been safe and would not have stood there for several hours when his mom was detained. So it's important that people get to know where you are at every point in time. Don't worry about the fact that your friends will know that you're undocumented. Trust me, most immigrants that are documented now at some point were undocumented. There's nothing shameful about that. Okay, so remember that when ICE enter your home, you're going to ask for their warrants, and mostly ICE, DHS operate with an administrative warrant. Administrative warrants, they cannot arrest you, they cannot make entry into your home. That is administrative warrants, right? Most of the time, it is signed by an immigration officer, and so it doesn't authorize them to enter into your private residence. Judicial warrant, please comply. Please comply. Let the officer make an entry, and in case you're being arrested, call your attorney. Don't say anything. If you're being detained, don't say anything. Don't sign any document. Call your attorney, and please, you don't need to provide any personal information about your birth or your entry. Okay, so I know someone asked, that's the difference between the administrative warrant and then the judicial warrant. Okay, are there any questions on that before I proceed to other updates. I mean, I'll take questions on everything happening in the media. I just would not hone in on all that is causing anxiety and panic in the media space as far as the executive order is concerned. Like I said, if you came through the law's work, if you came through the border, put yourselves on the dating market. I say this all the time and people laugh. Put yourselves on the dating market. Get married to US citizens. Even if you came through the border, you get married, make sure you get approval for your I-130, file a waiver, exit the country and come back in. And please be mindful that criminal records, if you're arrested, it doesn't help your case. So let's say you came through the border, you're undocumented, you were not admitted into the country, and then you are arrested. You become an enforcement priority, right? You become an enforcement priority. And this time, President Trump is saying that if you're arrested, you should be taken right back. You won't even be given a chance to have a fair hearing before an immigration judge. And so it's important that you take very good care of yourselves. Stay out of trouble. I was in a conversation with someone recently, and I said, for the life of me, I cannot understand why you're an immigrant, you're undocumented, and you literally hand yourselves to the law enforcement, right, by committing a crime. I don't think it's a good thing to do. And for want of a better word, I don't think it's a smart thing to do. You're undocumented, be mindful. There are places you don't have to be. And it's very easy, right? It's very easy to know there are certain organizations, manufacturing, in the manufacturing industry or warehouses that has lots of undocumented immigrants. So have it at the back of your mind that if you work in a place like that, chances are the place is going to be raided at some point. And so it's important that you update your emergency contacts. If you're going to work, most importantly, I almost forgot this. Please, please, please scan all your travel documents, right? And make sure you have them in your phones, maybe in your email, just in case. Because if you are, let's say you go to work, you're undocumented, you go to work, and then you are picked up or you're detained. You won't have the opportunity to come back home to pick the passports that you probably didn't even use. You probably just put it in your person and came through the border. You won't have the opportunity to go back home to pick your cards. You won't have the opportunity to go back home to pick anything that's of value to you. And so when it comes to your travel records, as much as you can, and important documents, as much as you can, scan all of them, email them to yourself, or just have them in your phone somewhere. So just in case anything happens, you can quickly call an attorney, forward it to an attorney, and then see the best way the attorney can help you. I will take some questions now. No, we are not going to belabor anything. We are not going to cause further fear, panic, and no, we are not going to do that here. We also have to give you hope, right? We also have to give you some hope. The law is the law. We cannot do much about it. We'll do our best to represent you. Like I said, we are licensed to represent you across all 50 states. And so we are not going to cause any further panic and fear and anxiety that's already going on in the news. It is what it is. We knew, we made all the educated guesses. It's happening. We are good. Okay, I'll take questions. And then I'll jump on to other updates. So I have an update on the NIW, the National Interest Waiver. That's the employment-based category 2, employment preference category 2. And then I have an update on H1B. And today we got 2 approvals for our clients. One is for EB1, one is for the EB2. So there are great things happening in immigration. We are not going to hone in on anything and everything that is going to cause fear and panic, further fear and panic and alarm. Okay, so I think the questions on Facebook are just 2. I'll take those questions and then I'll come to TikTok. Okay, all right, so let's see. What's the first question? If you have a pending case to become a citizen, can you be deported? No, you have a case pending. Unless you really do something really bad. You have a pending petition. No, you're good. Okay, so it depends. It depends on what you do. You cannot just be deported. No, unless you commit a crime, you hand yourselves into the law enforcement, then that can be a problem, because at that point they'll look at how you came in, the scrutiny level. So now the scrutiny level, even for marriage-based green card visa applications, when you're filling out your DS-160s and the DS-260s, the scrutiny level is really high. Right, the scrutiny level is really, really, really high now. And so if you're in the process of becoming a resident or a US citizen, just be careful. Be careful, okay? Don't hand yourselves into the hands of law enforcement agencies that are actually looking to deport people. They've been weaponized to deport people. But without that, you're good, okay? Karen, I hope I answered your question. Okay, so there are lots of questions on TikTok. As much as you can, please make it a full sentence. So if you type it in bits, I'll miss it because there are lots of questions trickling in. So please make it one full sentence so that I can read it. Amen. Thank you, Karen. Okay, let's see. Okay, the questions are scrolling up so fast. So let's see. I'll do my best to. So if the questions are in bits, I won't be able to answer them. I'm so sorry. Someone made a video that they are sending people with work permit with parole back home. Yes. So President Trump's, one of his executive orders was to rescind most of these humanitarian parole programs. And so if you happen to be on any of the parole programs, it's important that you secure yourself one way or the other. Put yourselves on the dating market. Get married to US citizens. It will save you a ton. But yes. People are being sent back home. People are being deported. Those that came in with parole programs. Sadly, it's one of the educative guesses that we made, and he's doing it. So yes, yeah. Please, how can you see the difference between the one from a judge and the fake one? So if a judge signs a warrant, you're going to see the judge's name. It's going to be stated there clearly. And if it's a regular USCIS officer or an immigration officer, it's going to state who they are. Okay? Please, is the judicial warrant specific or general? It has to be specific. It has to be valid. So it has to be specific. The purpose for which the warrant is being issued must be stated in it clearly. It cannot be hidden. Okay, so judicial warrants, please comply. Administrative warrant, don't let them enter. Judicial warrants, allow them make entry, allow them arrest you. Administrative warrants states clearly, I do not consent to your entry. I do not consent to your search. These statements is going to help you down the line, okay? Very interesting topic, right? Yeah, I don't think we should, I'm not going to belabor everything that's going on in the news, the fear, the panic, the anxiety. No, we just have to equip you with the things that you have to do in case you fall a victim, or in case you're undocumented, in case you were not admitted to the US. Then we have to equip you with the things, the right tools, the things you need to say, the things you need to know, so that you are better prepared. It's not enough to throw out executive orders or just belabor everything that's going on in the news without equipping you with the most important information that you need. So I'm glad you agree with me. Okay, let's see. There's so many questions on TikTok. Let me take Kwame's question on Facebook. I'll be back on TikTok. So I'm on F2 visa, and our EB1 has been approved. The priority date is late January. Are we safe? Yes. So we have to keep an eye on the visa bulletin, right? Since you are on F2 visa, you are good, right? You are legally authorized to be here in the US, so you are good. So you just have to keep an eye on the visa bulletin for your priority dates to become current, and then you adjust your status. Now, if you are done with your If you're done with school, you're done with OPT, that is your F1, it's done with school, done with OPT, then you may want to file an extension because you don't want to be out of status. If you're out of status, that's going to be a problem when your priority date becomes current. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, Kwame, I hope I answered your question. Mohammed, thanks for asking. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing good too. Okay, let's see. Please, are you safe if you have a work permit? What's the basis of the work permits that you have? How did you get the work permit? Then I would know. Okay. What about people with pending asylum case? I'll tell you this. President Trump is not in support of asylum. Okay. When he was in office during his first term, he made proving credible fear very difficult. Very, very difficult to prove credible fear. And I'm sure once you have filed asylum, I'm sure you have an idea. The things that you have, the checklists, right? The requirements, the basic requirements. And so one of the requirements is that you're able to prove credible fear, that if you are not granted asylum to remain here and then you go back home, you fear for your life, right? So you may be safe, but it may be difficult for you to prove credible fear. It's one of the things President Trump made it difficult to prove. And so I wish you all the best. I hope you're able to prove credible fear, and then you should be good, okay? Nanaya, our office is in Springfield, Virginia. But we are licensed to serve clients across all 50 states, okay? All right. What of people with approved I-140? If you have an approval for an I-140, whether it's an EB1 or EB2, if it's EB2, you have to wait for your priority date to become current. If it's EB1, please go ahead and adjust your status. Okay, but make sure you remain legal. You remain in status before your priority date is current. Just like I said to Kwame, Alex, in a few minutes. Okay. How do I schedule consultation? Please give our office a call, 703-705-9905. Okay. Is it advisable to file a green card petition at this time? It is the safest thing to do. It is the safest thing to do at this time. So please go ahead and file it. Whether it's the marriage-based or if it's going to be, if you have an approval for asylum, if it's an employment-based, yes, it's actually a good time to file for a green card petition. So please file it, okay? Okay, I have an I-145 pending through VAWA, but I have an I-94 that have overstayed 15 days because EAD is not ready. Okay, you have a pending petition, so you should be good. I don't know the question you're asking, but you have a pending petition, so you should be fine. Okay, Koja Yabwa, if you can clarify your question, that'd be great. But having a pending I-485 is actually a good thing. It's a good time to file all that. Okay, requirements for K1. You should have a fiancé, right? You should have seen the person within the last 2 years fiscally. You should be able to prove the relationship you have with the person, and then you file. Okay? It's very simple. Give my office a call, 703-705-9905. Theo, we can help you with your K1. Okay? All right, let's see. Please share. Please, are you safe if you have a work permit? I think I answered that. What is the basis of the work permits that you have? Who are his targets for his deportation? Undocumented people. But most importantly, those that came through the border, those that were not admitted, right? So if you are not admitted, it means that you didn't come with a valid passport, with a visa, you didn't sit on a plane, so you were not admitted. So those that came through the border, and those that are here and are undocumented. So with the executive order that, and then the report and guidelines that was issued by DHS yesterday, the target for arresting people in the church, in all those private areas that I mentioned, the church, the court, and school, and then the hospital, that the target is for those that have criminal records, right? Those that have committed a level of crime, or those that have not been admitted in the US. However, if you happen to find yourself there and you are undocumented, it's more of like a collateral damage, right? You will be arrested. So everybody's a target. Everybody is, right? So if you're undocumented, please, please, please put yourselves on the dating market. No matter what President Trump does, marriage-based green card is going nowhere. Just make sure that your marriage is bona fide. You have enough evidence to show that you're in a bona fide marriage. Marriage-based green card is here forever. Okay. I'm not sure how applying for a certain passport will help you. Okay. I'm not sure how applying for another country's passport will help you remain here. So I am F1 student nearing school year. What are my options? So F1, I don't know. I don't know whether you have worked before. I don't know the number of years that you have worked, but you want to explore any of the employment-based green cards. You may or may not qualify, or you may or may not be an eligible applicant. I won't know because I don't have history of your career path, or the work that you have done, the number of years of work that you have done so far. But worst case scenario, marriage-based green card is an option for you. Okay, Denver. Hello, I have H1B with a 3-year contract. I've done 1 year already. I'm visiting Ghana next month. Am I safe? That's ordinarily you should be safe. But one of the things I know, one of the educative guesses that I made last year, and then when President Trump won the elections, and what he's doing is he's just restricting visas, and he's restricting entry into the US. So if you're traveling back to Ghana, oh, the most beautiful, that's your name. If you're traveling back to Ghana, please contact your attorney, let your attorney know. Yeah, before you do. No phone calls, please. Not now. Okay. After how long can I file citizenship? After I got oh, I have lost the question. Okay, if my I-485 is ongoing process, still waiting for approval with my kids, is this safe for deport? Okay, I'm thinking the question you're trying to ask is, if you do have a pending I-485, are you safe? Can you be deported? I'm sure that is the question you're asking. I can't see your name, but I'm sure that's the question you're asking. You have a pending petition, right? So depending on, so let's say you filed, if it's an I-140, I'm sure you already have an approval. And so with a pending I-485, unless you do something really wrong, commit a crime, get arrested, you're safe, right? You're safe. It's not still you are illegal. You have a pending petition. You are adjusting your status. So you probably have an I-130 approval, an asylum approval, an I-485, I-140 approval. You have some form of approval. And just pending your adjustment of status, which is going to give you the green card. So you're safe, unless, of course, you hand your life back to the law enforcement and you become an enforcement priority. That is a problem. The number again is 703-705-9905. Okay. Let's see. What about green card holders with I-751 extension? Okay, I don't think you have an issue. You have to work on becoming a U.S. citizen, okay? Because your green card can be taken away at any time, anytime. So I have my 10-year green card for marriage case. So how long can I apply for citizenship? So if you do get married to a U.S. citizen, you become eligible for U.S. citizenship. 3 years, 3 years of marriage, right? So if you received your 2 years green card, and then you now have your 10-year green card, after the first year in your 10-year green card, you can apply for your citizenship. Okay. You can apply for your citizenship. Okay. Do you help employers with H-1B process? I do. Give our office a call, 703-705-9905. Please, what about people who have pending VAWA case? Okay. So latter part of last year, the USCIS issued a regulation that they are going to start interviewing VAWA applicants because it looks like most people that file for VAWA actually have not been abused, right? They're really not eligible for VAWA. And so it's going to be like a random thing. It's not as though once you apply for VAWA, then you're all going to be interviewed. It's going to be random. So you may be invited to attend an interview. So make sure that you're good. Go with your attorney, which is very important because the presence of an attorney changes a whole lot, right? So make sure your attorney is with you. And once you have a pending petition, you're good. Okay. If you have a pending asylum decision, work permits, and social security, am I at risk of being deported? You have a pending asylum. It all depends. I won't say yes, I won't say no. It depends. Okay. It depends. So, like I said earlier, I don't know whether you were on, but I did mention that President Trump, during his first term, and we made an educated guess that for his second term, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to make it difficult for people to prove credible fear. Right. So once you have filed for asylum, I'm sure you already know the basic requirements for asylum. And so if you're able to prove credible fear when you're invited to attend your interview, then you should be good. Right. But if you're invited to attend the interview and you're unable to prove credible fear, which President Trump, his term is making it difficult for you to meet that standard, then that's a problem. Okay. No, it won't be. Asylum appointments would not be expedited. Yesterday, a very good friend of mine in New York called me and said that he had a court here. He actually had a asylum hearing that was scheduled before an immigration judge, and it was taken off the immigration judge's docket. And so, no, you cannot expedite any hearing. You really can't at this point. You just have to wait. Okay. Can someone travel with advanced parole from a VAWA during this Trump era? So that's the purpose of the advanced parole, for you to travel. And I've heard different stories about it. Although I haven't experienced that, none of my clients have experienced that, that they were not allowed entry. But if you really, truly don't have a need, if there's no pressing reason for why you should travel, please don't. Because President Trump is making it difficult for people to come back into the country. He's restricting entry. He's actually restricting visa approvals. One of the things that is going to happen is lots of visa applicants are going to be put in 221G. That's the administrative processing. And so there's going to be lots of delays in the approval of visa. And same is true for the green card. I would not advise you to travel unless you really truly need to travel. Please don't travel. Okay. You have a pending asylum waiting for a work permit. Okay, you just have to wait. Pending VAWA, but EAD about to expire. Can I apply? Please do. Please do apply. You can definitely apply. So please apply, apply, apply. Okay, my asylum got approved in December. Can I still bring my child from my country? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it safe to travel domestic if you have a pending asylum? Yeah, you can travel. You can travel. Okay. She says what? I'm having a withholding removal for asylum and also having a pending I-130. Should I get worried? You have a pending I-130, you have a pending, um, you have a withholding removal for asylum. So I hope you get an approval, fingers crossed. I hope you get an approval for the I-130 so you can get the removal dismissed. Okay. I hope you get an approval for your I-130 and then you can dismiss the removal. If you have an attorney, your attorney should be able to help you with that. If not, please, I'm happy to serve as your attorney. Our number is 703 705 9905. 703 705 9905. So if you do have a green card, should you be worried? It all depends. If you're eligible to file for your US citizenship, please do. You are shielded from, certain things, unless of course you're stripped of your citizenship. That is, if eventually the USCIS decides to, and they are authorized to do so, to reopen your file and then investigate. Let's say if it's a marriage-based green card, and if it so happens, unfortunately, in the likeliest events that it happens that your marriage was fraud, then you can be stripped of your citizenship. Other than that, you're shielded. Green card holders, if you're eligible to become a U.S. citizen, please, 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 it's a good time to apply for your U.S. citizenship. Now, if you're not, please be careful. Take care of yourselves, okay? Take care of yourselves. Stay out of trouble. Update your emergency contact list. Let people know where you are at every point in time. Retain the services of an attorney, just in case you need one, okay? So if you have a consultation with an attorney and you do pay the attorney, paid consultation, and then you're in trouble and you call the attorney, one way or the other, the attorney knows you, you know the attorney, then you can retain the attorney services. But if you don't have an attorney and you are detained or you are arrested, I don't know whom you're going to call. So those are things to be mindful of, okay? Okay. Are there any questions? So someone is asking me whether I think priority dates will move forward. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. We just have to keep an eye on the visa bulletin. I don't know. The number again is 703 705 9905. Hi, Sophia. I hope you're doing well. Greetings to you too. Good to see you. My sister came through the border and has been in detention for 3 weeks now. Should we be worried? Yes, please be worried. Please be worried. She's being detained, right? Likely she's going to be deported. So yes, please be worried. I can't even beat about the bush on this one. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, please be worried. Yeah. Get an attorney. And then let's see. Hi, will there be significant delays for naturalization applications? There's going to be significant delays in the processing everything. There's going to be significant delays. So yes, that's just going to be. K1 visa, I have a quick question. What is the question? You're welcome, Louisa. Okay, so we are just about getting into 50th. Well, we just clicked 50 minutes. Please take good care of yourselves. Okay, that's an interesting question. Please, is it advisable to marry someone who is 37, whose age is 37, marry age 50 years person? So long as you can prove that you are in a bona fide marriage. Okay, they said I should drag something. TikTok. Okay. There's something going on with the TikTok. I don't know what it is. So long as you can prove, so long as you can prove that you're in a bona fide marriage, you should be okay. You should be okay. So long as you can prove that. It's important that you're able to prove that you're in a bona fide marriage. Else you're going to age. I mean, let's unpack this for a second. Okay, in real life, there's a school of thought that age doesn't matter when it comes to life, when it comes to love, and then there's others that really care about it, right? For the purpose of immigration, age can be a problem if you're unable to prove other things. So age won't be a problem if you can prove that you're in a bona fide marriage. But then age becomes a problem if you lack enough evidence to prove that you're in a bona fide marriage. So yeah, that's it. Sophia, you said you're doing an amazing job. Saying hi from Utah. Currently taking immigration asylum classes, and it has been a lot since the beginning of the new administration, learning a lot from you. Sophia, you won't even believe it that I have lived in Utah before. I've lived in Utah before, Lake Powell to be specific. I worked in Lake Powell for I think a year and a half or 2 years. I worked in a restaurant there. So I'm glad you're learning a lot, and I wish you the best in your classes. Okay, I'm happy to be a resource to you as and when you need it. So feel free to, you should follow me on my personal Facebook and send me a message so we can exchange numbers. Okay, I'll be very happy to be a good resource for you for your immigration and asylum classes. It's a good thing. I wish you well. Okay. Yeah, I know, it's awesome, right? Yeah, we'll talk a lot about Utah after the live session. So add me to your Facebook friends, and we'll chat more about it. Okay. So hi, I'm waiting on my RFE to come through on priority on my petition. How long do I wait for H1B? I don't understand your question. So you're looking forward to receiving a request for evidence, right? Is that what you're saying? Please make the question clear so that I can answer it for you. Involuntary separation. How do you mean? For citizenship. Please clarify. Yes, Beauty, I'm on IG. We're on IG, AB Legal Consult. You should follow our social media pages. We post updates, we post our approvals, immigration updates, policies, the news. Yes, so please, we are on IG, AB Legal Consult. So Instagram is ab.legal.consult. But trust me, if you put AB Legal Consult, we're going to pop up. So yes, please follow us on our social media pages. Okay. When is a good time to call our office? Monday to Friday, 9 to 5:30, 9 a.m. to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, 703-705-9905. I saw a question on prosecutorial discretion and I lost it. Can the person please resend that question? Because last week, Friday, was the last day for us to file prosecutorial discretion. So PD request is basically telling you're basically making an argument to the government attorney, that, can we come to an agreement? Um, my client does not have any records. My client pays taxes. I filed a few of them, PD requests, but Friday was the very last time we could file PD requests. So PD requests, we prosecutorial discretion requests, you can no longer file them. But it was actually a very good way of getting a case dismissed from the immigration court. Yeah. Yes, Dion, can I follow you online? I have some questions. Please do. Please do. I'm happy to answer all your questions, okay? Great resource shared. We are indebted to you indeed. Thank you, Counsel. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Okay. If you have an approved I-130, you just have to wait for your priority date. I hope you remain in status before your priority date becomes current, and you should be fine. Okay. Oh, Billionaire, you said I'm so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Lizzie, please give my office a call. Okay. I understand you now. Please give my office a call. 703-705-9905. So it's almost what's the time? We've been doing 56 minutes. So we're supposed to do like 45 minutes to an hour. And we are almost there. So if I have missed your question, please feel free to send your questions to info@ablegalconsult.com. info@ablegalconsult.com. Stay safe, stay well. Listen, I know it's a lot going on. The anxiety, the fear, it's palpable. It's palpable. You can touch it, right? Everybody feels it. But this is what I'm going to tell you, that whatever you do, just stay safe. If you're undocumented, please, I've said it, I know I probably sound like a broken record now. Update your emergency contacts. Let them know where you are. Retain the services of an attorney. Please don't get yourself in trouble. Yeah, as much as you can. Don't make yourself readily available to be deported or to be arrested. Take care of yourselves. If you don't have to go to church because of the order that has empowered DHS and ICE to make arrests in churches, in the hospital, in school, which is pathetic. This is the highest form of cruelty. It's just unbelievable. But he told us he was going to do it, and he's doing it, right? If you don't have to be in church physically, I think most immigrants just we spend lots of time in church, right? It's like a safe space for those that go to church. And so it's rather unfortunate that you go to church and you're basically entering the four corners of the church with a fear that you could be arrested. It's the highest form of cruelty. But thank God, because of COVID, you can do online streaming. If you don't have to be there, you don't have to be there. Just stay safe. Whatever you do, stay safe, stay well. And remember to remain silent when ICE shows up at your door. Ask for their warrant. If it's not signed by a judge, don't let them enter. Don't allow them enter. If you're detained, remain silent. Don't volunteer any information about your birth or your entry, how you enter the United States, and quickly call an attorney. You need an attorney in your corner at this point. So stay well, stay safe. We'll be here again next week, Friday. And like I said today, we are not going to belabor the news. It's already out there. However, I would answer specific questions, but I'm not going to be, we have said to ourselves as a team here at AB Legal Consults that we are not going to add to the level of anxiety. We are not going to become another voice of fear, panic, and anxiety. So we are going to constantly equip you with everything that you need, and just stay well, stay safe. The email is info at ablegalconsults.com. info at ablegalconsults.com. So thank you for joining me. I had an amazing time. Please feel free to contact us at 703-705-9905. Please follow our social media pages. We have LinkedIn presence, of course, TikTok, Facebook, X, and I don't know if I'm missing Instagram. AB Legal Consult across all social media platforms. It's been a pleasure having you here, and thank you for spending your Friday nights with me. Stay well, stay safe, and please breathe. Remember to breathe. No matter what happens, remember, marriage-based green card is going nowhere. Even if you came through the border, put yourselves on the dating market, get married. Let's file the waiver for you, exit the country and come back in. If you have overstayed your visa, put yourselves on your dating market, get married, and then let's work together. I wish you all the best. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe and stay well. Until next time. Oh, before you go, on Wednesdays we have a webinar. Please follow our social media pages, and you probably see the ads rolling. We have a webinar where we discuss some of these immigration topics. It's a very close niche space. We take questions just like this, except that that's slightly different. And the people that join the webinar gets lots of discounts, by the way. So please make sure that you jump on the webinar. And then we have an immigration group. It's called the AB Legal. Is any member of my team here? I don't know if we can share. The immigration group page on Instagram. So aside the Facebook page, we also have an immigration page where you get to hear announcement first. You get to see what we are going to do first, and those there as well gets additional discounts once they return our services for their immigration petition. So what if I'm married and divorced? Did you file any petition? So if you're married and you got divorced, did you file any petition before you got divorced? I won't be able to give you an answer. Oh, VAWA. So you got married, you filed, and then you divorced. VAWA. So you just have to wait, right? Hopefully your attorney made a very good case for you as far as VAWA is concerned. So I wish you all the best. Have a good night, and stay well, stay safe. We look forward to seeing you on Friday and then Wednesday for the webinar. Stay well. My name is Akosia Banahini, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Stay well. Good night.